Hey everyone, it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I have a Color Rush Studio design team layout for you. So we are using the exclusive sketch. You can find this sketch on the Facebook group. So all of that will be linked down below. We would love to see you play along. So this sketch is gorgeous, and I was completely intimidated by it. I'm not going to lie. So triangles and I don't really get along. And I know you're probably saying, but those aren't triangles. They're diamonds. Well, they are definitely diamonds. And diamonds are double triangles. And so I feel like they're double trouble. So my first thought was, okay, I'm going to go find a cut file. I'm going to find a die. I'm going to find something to make these diamonds. And then I was flipping through the papers, and on the cut apart sheet, there is all of these squares. And I was like, I have a bunch of photos of our food from when we went to the Eiffel Tower restaurant in Vegas, which if you ever get the chance to go there, it is delicious, number one. But the whole experience is just, it's amazing. So I have quite a few photos of the food. So that being said, I was like, well, I have these small photos. I can cut them into squares. I can use the squares from the cut apart sheet, and it kind of gives the same effect. So my take on the sketch is going to be squares and not diamonds. So this I think is one of my favorite papers. I probably need another one. I love the distress looks on each side and the multiple layers. And I love that on the left-hand side, I'm sure it's for like a picnic or something, but it talks about, well, I covered quite a bit of it up, but it talks about like napkins and that type of thing. So I was like, yeah, that totally works. So I get all of the squares from the cut apart sheet on. I get all but one of my photos on. So some of the photos I layer up on some of the squares, and some of them I just leave as is. So it gives it a little bit different of a look. So 4 of them got backed and, well, kind of offset, not completely back. And then 3 of them got just down by themselves. So I did, when I fussy cut them and I was off screen, I did go ahead and rough up the edges of all of the squares. And I actually roughed up the edges of the photos as well. So everything has kind of that roughed up edge, even though this was a quite fancy restaurant and nothing was rough, nothing at all. And so I'm going to take a little bit of time to try to embellish a couple of these squares. I decided to cover up the bugs. There was a bee and a ladybug, because there was definitely no bugs at this restaurant. I mean, none that I could see, of course. I also wanted to add to that look on the sides of the paper with those layers. So I'm going to add 2 strips of the frazzles. I'm going to do the red and white striped on one side, and I'm going to do the blue floral on the other side. I am also going to get one of the fabric tabs. So I actually cut my tabs in half. So I didn't fold them because I wanted to use them more than once. So I cut them in half. So I decided to use the cherry ones, and they're going to go up by one of the desserts. And there were like chocolate covered cherries that were delicious. So in the sketch, the title goes on either side of the diamonds. So I'm going to put mine on either side of my squares. So I went through the foam foam sticker sheet, and I picked 2 words to be my title. So my title is going to be Happiness Together, even though I don't have a picture of all of us together, but I was definitely together with this food, and it definitely made me happy. So you can read it however you would like. So I'm going to put one on one side and one on the other side. I added it's like a book plate, and it had the word enjoy. I thought that was perfect. And then there was an enjoy on the thickers as well. And I was like, maybe I'm going to like that better. So these foam stickers are super, super sticky. So like once you stick them down, that's where they are. So I decided if I'm going to want to potentially move them around, I was going to cut it off of the back of the sheet, move it around before I finally decide. So that's what you see me doing. So I opted to stick with the book plate. The other one was a little too big, and there was a star on that block, and you could kind of see it through the word, and I wasn't feeling it. So the book plate goes back on. I am going to add a foam heart as well. I get one of those corduroy floral hearts on. Oh, I just love that thing. And a couple of regular florals. And that's going to do it. So here are a couple of close-ups. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I encourage you to head over to the shop, get your hands on this kit, head over to the Facebook group, play along with this sketch. And if you do some shopping and it's your first time, you can use the code Crystal10. That'll save you 10% off of your first order. So remember to wear your crown. We'll see you next time. Bye.